Eden by obsessmuch. Read by SsjDeBusk. I don't own Harry Potter or Eden. Harry Potter is owned and written by J.K. Rowling and the WB, and Eden is written by obsessmuch on fanfiction.net. Chapter 21. Our Secret. I was on the way to at least some salvation till I saw you again, he said, freakishly shaking her as if she were a child. And then why did you have to tempt me? I was firm as a man could be till I saw those eyes and that mouth again. Surely there never was such a maddening mouth since Eve's. His voice sank. A hot darkness shot from his own black eyes. You temptress Tess! You damned witch of Babylon! I could not resist you as soon as I met you again. Thomas Hardy, the Tess of Devonville? I don't Devonville? I don't know. I haven't read that book. Alert, take cover, this is not a drill. Repeat, this is not a drill. Oh god. Oh god, I start to scream, bringing my hands up to my mouth and screaming through my fingers as I look down at the silent, inanimate, dead body object lying on the floor. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. Hands, they land on my shoulders and spin me around. I catch a glimpse of Lucius' furious face, but her open palms flies across my face in a hard, powerful slap, once, twice, again and again. Shut up! You shut up, mudblood! He hisses harshly. Just shut up and calm down! But I can't calm down. The reality of what we've done is crashing around me in waves. I sputter words out in an attempt to make sense of it all. We killed him! I screamed, terror crushing my lungs, sobbing my breath. We killed him! We're murderers! He throws his hand across my face and another slap before grabbing me by the shoulders, retching me up so I'm facing to face with him as he shakes me. His face is white, and his harsh with fury, with the same terror as I feel pulsating through my own veins right now. You didn't kill him, I did, he whispers, and it was his own fault. He should not have come here tonight. He knew that it was forbidden. But I helped you! I start to sob. I start to sob out of the knowledge of what we've done. Killer. I made him unable to defend himself. Would you rather that he had it his way? He asked harshly, shaking me with every word. Would you rather that I died in his stead, leaving you at his mercy? I gulp. I shake my head. No. He nods before letting me go, and strides over to the body and looks at it, his face bloodless with definite fear. I've never seen him look as pale as he does now. We must act quickly, he mutters before he turns to leave, walking towards the door. Wait here, I shall be back shortly. What? I yelp. Where are you going? I need to go and see if there is any chance that my son or my sister-in-law heard what just happened. No, wait, I say desperately. Don't leave me here alone with him. He turns to me. To be such a child. Every word drips with disdain. A dead body cannot harm you unless it's been transformed into it. In fury. There is nothing to fear from him now. Just wait here for me to return. And do not make a sound until I do. He strides at the door and shuts it quietly, locking it behind him. I sit very still, hugging my knees to my chest, but there's no comfort to be had from it. Besides, killers don't deserve comfort, do they? I stare at the body on the floor. Its body to the floor? Oh, sorry. Not taking my eyes off it for a second. Terrified that I don't know. His eyes are still open. They just stare at me. Open, glassy, wide, accusing. They watch me, blaming me for killing him. I don't know whether it's just my mind playing tricks on me, but he seems almost grinning. I know that it's just my terrified mind twisting things, but I swear that he's laughing at me, relishing in the knowledge that that he was right about me and Lucius all along. I can't stand it. I keep staring into those eyes, but I don't want to look away from the body either. I can't take my eyes off it, not for a moment. I crawl over to the body, my eyes shaking, my shaking limbs barely able to support me. As I reach out to it, I freeze, unable to touch it. I know it's stupid, and it's only a body, but I can't touch it. Not when I killed him. I was self-defense. Besides, it wasn't you who cursed him. But I held him back. I made him utterly defenseless to Lucius's attacks. So would you have preferred to have Lucius died instead? No? I thought you said your greatest wish was to see him die. But I'm not going to start talking to myself. I refuse. I've still got my own mind. I hope. I force myself to reach out and close Dolohov's eyes, open eyes. His skin is still warm, which is better than ice cold, I was expecting. I slide his eyelids down over his glassy, sightless eyes, shielding myself from that accusing gaze, before I back away from him, kicking myself back across the floor. But having his eyes closed doesn't alter the fact that I killed him. Lucius and I murdered him together. That's another thing I'll never forgive Lucius for. He turned me into a murderer. But then he didn't make me pull Dolov back. I did that all by myself. But I didn't have any choice. You had all the choice in the world. It's a long, agonizing wait until the doors swing back open, silently, and Lucius steps back into the room, locking us in together with Dolohov's body. He turns and looks down at it, his pale face full of disdain as he takes in the sprawled, lifeless corpse. I don't look at the body he's watching so intently. I just watch Lucius. Watch him as he looks calmly at the corpse of his friend, his colleague, a man he's just murdered. What can I say to someone like him at a moment like this? Thank you for saving me. How could you just kill someone like that? Don't you even feel a little bad about it? Please tell me that I didn't help you do it. Please tell me that I'm not a killer. Please hold me. Hold me and tell me everything's gonna be okay. What are we gonna do? Is what I eventually do say. He just looks up at me, his eyes like stone. Do you, Mudblood? His voice is flinty. I take a deep, juddering breath. What are we supposed to do? What are we going to do about this? I ask quietly. Are you going to tell Voldemort what happened? He just stares at me. He's looking at me as if he's never seen me properly until this moment in time. As if he's evaluating me. As if he's wondering just whether I am worth the price he has paid for me. You're more intelligent than that, surely, he says eventually. Do you really think I'm going to tell the Dark Lord that I've just killed one of his loyal servants? I swallow and shake my head. He smirks joylessly before he looks down at Dolohov's body again. No, he says quietly, more to himself than to me, I think. And no, to tell the Dark Lord that I killed Antonin over nothing more than a piece of muggle filth would be an act of extreme foolishness. Muggle filth. The words pierced me, stabbed me in the heart. But then, if I were to lie to the Dark Lord, and he were to discover that I lied to him, my life would be over in a heartbeat, he murmured to himself, still looking down at Dolohof's body. Oh God, Lucius, Voldemort's going to kill him when he finds out what happened. Why do you care? I walk over to him slowly, not looking away from his face. It's so pale and full of concentration. It's in this moment he looks more afraid than I've ever seen him before. Seeing fear on his face isn't something I'm used to, especially to this degree. It almost makes him seem like a human being. He looks up at me as I reach him, and he grins at me horribly. So, do you have any suggestions? He asks, his voice brimming with laughter. How's Hogwarts? Brightest student got a clever little plan to get us out of this scenario? I take a step back from him. One of the biggest things that's always scared me about him is how sane he is, considering what he's done to me. And now his eyes gleam with something close to madness due to his fear. He reaches out and grips at my wrist, dragging me close to him in one sharp movement. He stares down at me, and I start to shake in his grasp. I hold my breath as he runs his wand gently down my cheek. A brief moment of hysteria in his eyes has subdued, but is still pale with fear. Who knows what fear of Voldemort could drive a person to do. I wish he'd let me go. And then he blames me for all this. And he's right to, in a way, isn't he? It's me that caused all this mess. What would stop me from blaming you for his death? I gasp at his words. The tiniest smile creeps onto his lips as he looks at me intently. What would stop me from telling the Dark Lord that you somehow managed to grab hold of Dolohof's wand and turned it on him? I press my lips together. He still looks at me, his eyes slightly narrowed. He's not just toying with me here, he's actually seriously considering doing this. It would solve everything, he murmurs. His punishment would not extend to your murder. I am certain of that. You still have some use for him. In his quest to capture Potter, both of our lives would remain intact. His wand skates lightly up and down my cheek as he stares at me, his cold, grey eyes intent. And I work myself up to speak. If you do that, I say quietly, my voice shaking, then don't think I won't bring you down with me. I'll tell him that it was you who did it. And I'll tell him why you did it. He slaps me hard across the face. I bring my own hand up to cradle my face, but he grips at my wrist, snatching it away from my cheek. Some might say, he mutters, that you owe this to me. I saved you tonight. What would have stopped me from just walking away and allowing Dolohov to do what he wanted with you? I don't dare to say what I'm thinking out loud. Besides, he whispers, as his wand trails slowly down my cheek, I need only to perform a memory charm, that's all. One simple memory charm, and you'll believe that you killed him yourself. He breathes a laugh, as my eyes widen. Oh yes, believe me, during my lifetime I've learned how to cover my tracks to the best effect. You need to make sure that every last angle is covered, so that absolutely nothing could possibly go wrong.